This week on Tower Dive,
The Godfather of Soul.
Mr. Rito, please, please, please. Aurellion Sol destroys the stars. The moon can't operate without the sun. Leon and Diana are forced to come together to defeat Aurellion Sol. Pantheon.
How's First off, welcome to Tower Dive, everybody.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tower Dive.
Pantheon what? Pantheon what?
I don't know.
You had me, man. You had me. Hook, line, sinker. But
You
Pantheon what?
Because I don't know. That's it. Because this new event, this Mount Targan event, it's, apparently got, the stars, the sun, the moon.
Uh-huh.
Pantheon.
Can we break this down like bit by bit? First, I guess Aurellion Sol does destroy stars.
Well, for those that haven't...
I don't know, or does he? He creates stars.
I thought he was a star.
He is a star. He's got stars orbiting him, or
He's a
comets or
constellation,
something.
isn't he? Like, he's like Ursa Major.
There's like stars inside of him.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then the moon can't operate without the sun.
Science dictates that that is not the case.
I didn't realize that the sun was the source of all gravity, and that without the sun, nothing orbits anything ever.
I was pretty sure the moon was a moon of Earth, and that everything orbited the sun. Everything in our solar system, at least, it's our sun.
So, like, the moon and the Earth, kind of important. Moon and the sun, not a huge relationship there.
Whether or not the sun is there, I mean, it could be a sun, it could be a giant block of cheese. It's just going to be what it is.
Yeah. And then Pantheon.
The best part.
I don't know. It baffles me the hula hoops people jump through to try and make lore a thing for them.
Stop making and we say this like every third episode.
Yeah.
Are just general distaste for lore because it's so bad.
There doesn't have to be a continuous story. This is not World of Warcraft. There's no narrative. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't need to know what happened to Mancrick's wife. She was ravaged by gnolls. That's it. End of story. Done. That's all I needed. And now, but no, I need to know what was her motivation. What was the gnolls' motivation? How many gnolls? What did Mancrick do afterwards?
Did he remarry, or did he, live out the rest of his life as a widower?
Right, fucking hitting some serious orc ass wherever he went.
Pulling some serious green strange.
Yeah.
No.
So it doesn't need to be a thing, and we're gonna get into that, not specifically lore, but this
thing that is Aurellion Sol.
That is Aurellion Sol.
I think that just to just a little preview. I do think they messed up how they spelled his name, or they should have done a skin that was Aurellion Sol, where he played a lot of R&B, and maybe had like some sweet facial hair,
like Soul Soul.
Yeah,
like he's
Aurellion Sol,
like James Brown.
Yeah, like James Brown.
That's it. There's a skin. There's the next skin.
That's
Definitely
it. James Brown. Really, it's instead of stars, it's latex jumpsuits.
Well, no, it'd be sequence jumpsuits.
I think there's a latex.
He didn't wear latex. Somewhere. James Brown did not wear latex. He's not a fetish. He's not a fetish model.
It's too good for latex.
Too good for latex. It's weird. You have to be a special kind of weird to rock latex.
Yeah.
And you need to have powder. Use powder.
You have to use powder.
Gotta use powder.
But
solo Q advice. Next time you wear latex, wear powder.
It's good advice. Write that down.
Write it down.
So, what happened this weekend? I was kind of busy. I missed some stuff.
Well, this weekend was Worlds.
Oh wow, that happened. That's quick. That happened really quickly. Oh my goodness.
Or, as some people call it, IEM Katowice.
Oh right, that Worlds.
But according to Intel Extreme Masters, it's the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships.
Yeah.
So we crowned a new world champion this weekend.
Every 2 months.
Hey, congratulations. Congratulations to spoiler alert SKT1.
Oh man, wouldn't have thought that.
I didn't
Didn't
see
think
that one come.
they'd ever win one.
Seriously, wait a
It
minute.
was
So James Garner, that was his wife the whole time?
the whole
Yeah.
time.
SKT1 world champions once again.
Yeah.
Once again. Beating what was it? Fnatic? Is that who they beat? Yeah. In the best of five, 3-0 Fnatic.
Well,
I
at least
mean,
Fnatic made it to the finals, right?
yeah, I guess so.
That's pretty
It
good.
definitely with the, especially with a squad that they had a new support at the beginning of the season. They have since replaced him with another new support. You have your AD carry doing your shot calling. You're definitely going through some growing pains as far
Or
as
are they
teams go.
shrinking pains?
They hurt.
Hmm. Just pains.
Growing,
Just
shrinking, it's all
fucking
pain.
arthritis.
Yeah.
Early onset. It's all the
It's
knuckles are all
all
swollen and gross.
it's just it's a
The,
rough patch.
the
But
kids are asking Grandpa why his hands that look that way, but he's real self-conscious and he doesn't really want to talk about
just
it.
walks around like this. I just played a lot of Pac-Man as a kid. So yeah, so Fnatic made it there. They got all the way to they made it all the way to the dance, but the girl just dumped him when they got in. So
That happens.
it does. And
Yeah.
listen, more power to them that they on an international stage. Sure, it doesn't mean a ton, but they managed to pull it together. Listen, it wasn't all sherry and giggles for Fnatic.
Hmm.
There were times where they looked pretty bad,
Yeah.
where it was just nothing was clicking. And part of that could be, Klaj, their support.
Kaj?
Klaj.
Klaj?
They keep saying like Claude, but it's definitely spelled Klaj. So I don't know. Maybe it's a Swedish thing. Maybe it's a European thing. I
Maybe.
don't. Looks like Klaj,
We
but
need
they,
phonetic pronunciations for all these guys.
yeah, we
You
need
know,
somebody to say something.
like Whirlaby.
Whirlub,
Whirlib? Whirlaby.
Whirlub.
Whirlib?
I think it's Whirlub. If it was
Whirlaby.
Whirlub, I feel like it'd be a capital B at the end,
No, who knows with these
He does,
teenagers and their capitalizations.
right?
Yeah.
So Fnatic made it there. It wasn't pretty the entire time, but they did it. More power to them, as was said. Um, Royal never give up. They were the
Worst
Chinese team.
name ever.
Not
Second
a,
worst name. Splice. Still the worst.
still
bad.
world champions of bad names. World championships go through Splice
Yeah.
for bad names. Royal never give up. They're a very good Chinese team. They have a deep roster. I believe it's because they are two teams that were essentially bought into one giant thing because they have a lot of Team King from a lot of Team King's roster, and uh, what was Starhorn Royal Club
Hmm.
last season, so they became Royal Never Give Up. And I mean, listen, part of the Korean Exodus, they have Looper, Insect, Mata. They've got some players.
Yeah.
They got some players.
You think they'd have some wins
They did it. I mean, they won some games. They,
in important ones?
I mean, IEM's important,
So important.
right?
Yeah.
Is
I mean,
I
it
important?
means a lot.
Means a lot to me. I
I
mean,
I think I might just be you then.
they're 6-2 in the LPL.
That's pretty good.
And
Are they an 8-man or a 10-man roster? Or
they're a
is it
pretty robust group.
robust?
Let's see. I mean, if I had to do a whole roster, there's five, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're an 11-man roster.
Is that including the coach? Maybe
No.
the coach jumps in. Coach is like, "Fuck you guys, I'm playing mid now."
And their
Everyone
coaches
on
are
me.
Korean. Their coaches are both Korean.
Sure. Why wouldn't they be?
Uh, so I mean, just to quickly run down, I'm not going to go through every single thing. TSM, they lost a brutal game to that Ever Gaming, whatever they are, whatever their name is, Team Ever.
Is it
They
really
lost.
Team Ever?
They're called Ever.
Ever what?
Ever After? I don't know. They they beat TSM in a brutal game that TSM was winning, and TSM had a late team fight that did not, it went all pear-shaped on them,
Ooh.
and it ended up that was the game. They lost the game on just a bad play towards the end, and which definitely shows that the longer death timers are doing what I believe Riot wants them to do,
You think that was the intent?
allowing. Well, I don't mean making TSM lose games.
Oh, I
I
think
mean
that was the intent. I hope that was
that was
the
never
intent.
no. Is
Yeah.
that making teams believe that they have a chance still, even in the most dire of situations. If you get to minute 41, 42, and you manage to get a good team fight at Baron or some sort of objective fight where the team that's in control sort of trips over themselves, I guess, you have a chance to win because you
Seems like
have
a
basically
pretty
a
good
minute.
chance to win. Yeah.
You have basically a minute to sort of. It depends, I guess, on how far back you are, because even a minute, if you still have to burn through three towers and like a nexus and stuff, you're not going to do it.
You might be able to if it's minute 41.
It's
Yeah.
chance. It's chance. It's definitely it definitely puts the game
Isn't
much.
that what happened with Ever?
I don't.
They
It
got
wasn't
an ace, and then
something like.
they
I don't think
burned
that
through three towers,
something
an
along those
inhibitor,
lines.
two more towers, and then the Nexus.
I won't lie and say I find myself intently watching TSM games, but that's a personal thing. I looked at it and I looked at it and I saw the score and I was like, oh, TSM's not losing this game. And then I turned IEM back on. I was like, TSM lost this game. What?
Yeah.
So I watched the other games much more intently. And it did expose a lot of stuff about these teams and whether or not IEM is looked upon as something that these teams give a crap about or don't. I don't think an IEM prior to the summer split means all that much personally.
Especially
It's
when
bas-
everybody's still working out rosters.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's more or less taking your roster and being like, okay, this is like a big precursor to playing on the world stage.
Right.
This is sort of what you're going to see in international play. It'll probably be better and teams will probably care a lot more, but it's at least cutting your teeth against international competition for some of these players.
Yeah.
Like, players like Stixay, players like Klaj. A lot of these guys haven't gotten a chance to play on the big stage against international competition here. So this would be their first entryway into that. So it's good for them, I guess, but it exposed a lot of weaknesses and it's exposed a lot of truths, I guess you can say, internationally that you can take into the summer split as we head towards the end of spring and the playoffs and then MSI and then so be it. Number one, I think it's pretty obvious Korea is the best region.
Yeah. I don't know if that was ever a question.
I don't believe that was ever a disputed
Yeah.
claim,
Outside of season 1, I mean,
which they didn't compete in. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious, though, that Korea is the number one region. Every year, even when you talk about the big Korean exodus where everyone went to China, Korea still put out some pretty great teams.
yeah. And then also won the world championships.
And oh, yeah, won Worlds again. So, yeah, Korea's number one. Now, normal thought would dictate, oh, well, China's number two. China's definitely not the second best region, at least not anymore.
They were at some point.
At some point,
Yeah.
there was popular thought that they were number two. And listen, Edward Gaming might be the second best team in the world, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't buy China as a region right now. I don't buy them as a highly competitive region. They're better than North America, but I don't think by a lot.
I think it's by enough.
They're better. I don't think there's an argument you
Yeah.
can make and say, oh, well, North America's better like this. But I think that the gap, which you originally felt like this, is definitely getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're starting to close the gap between America and China.
But is that because China is deteriorating, or is it because
Yeah,
North
yeah.
America getting better?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think
Column A,
North
column
America-
B.
I think North America is. I think our young talent that we have in North America is better than it was in some aspects. but I also think China as a region is a region with really without an identity right now. I think that's the biggest thing that I take out of this is that okay, when an American team imports Korean players, we expect them to pretty much run the table. It's we're gonna build around them, right? Am I wrong?
No, that's pretty much it. They import a couple of Koreans and they're like, okay, let's just do whatever they want,
Yeah.
unless you're Team Liquid, in which case you use your Korean like a scapegoat.
Yeah, you blame them for all of
Yeah,
your inadequacies as
yeah,
players. So so America, we bring Koreans in, we basically build around them. All the Koreans that come to America talk about how they don't practice as much here. That is, North American players don't practice as much, don't scrim as much. There's just a much less work, I guess you'll call
little
it.
more laissez-faire
Yeah,
attitude towards their careers.
exactly. Where they're more concerned with making money, and Koreans are concerned with winning,
Yeah.
which is fine. Listen, if making money is your prime directive, then awesome, more
Yeah.
power to
I mean,
you.
not
Great.
everybody can be dignitas, so.
Yeah. So now in China, when they import Koreans, I don't feel like, the Korean work ethic towards gaming is usually pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know, at least from StarCraft and from now League of Legends, it's sort of legendary in that it's like you put teams in small rooms and
Mm-hmm.
you tell them they're practicing like 22 hours a day, and they're not going to feed them
Well,
unless they
that's the
do.
exaggerated version of it, but it's
Sure, but some of that was birthed from some form of truth.
yeah,
Where the
it's an intense training atmosphere.
Yeah, it's a lot of work on their end, and for not a lot of money for a lot of these players,
Right, that's the big thing is there's not a ton of money.
which
You
is
get
why they leave.
yeah, the biggest ones are doing all right.
Yeah,
Everybody else is just scraping by.
and in Korea, I feel like your job is never safe.
No. There's always somebody better.
Yeah, they have no problem replacing. They have no qualms with even if you were the best player ever, you would underperform a couple of weeks in a row, you're getting replaced.
Yeah, because they have people to replace you. That's like the
Exactly.
big thing. There's always
Exactly.
somebody.
Yeah. So now I think when the thing is Korea doesn't, yeah, they love their players and whatever, but China treats their gaming pros like gods, like rock stars.
Hmm.
They throw gobs of money at them. They get crazy amounts of tail if they want it.
Do they throw underpants at them?
They might. They very well might, for all I know. I don't know. I'm not a Korean gaming god or Chinese gaming god.
Would
so.
would you throw your bra at Faker if you saw him walk by and you were at an event?
Is it laundry day?
No, it's a good bra.
It's good, bro.
Yeah, it's a good bra. It's one of your nicer bras.
Bras aren't cheap.
I know. That's why it's a real decision.
Is it a lacy number?
I don't know what you're into.
I mean, because I feel like if I'm wearing a lacy number, I'm trying to get laid.
Yeah, let's say it's a lacy number.
I'm not throwing it.
You're keeping it?
I'll be in this hotel room though.
I got you. You're gonna
I'll wait after the game up in this hotel room.
try and bump into him at the hotel bar and like leave your hotel key with him.
Listen. If I'm stalking Faker,
Yeah.
by the end of the night, we're bumping bellies.
Beast with two backs.
We're bumping bellies. When I score a touchdown, I'm dancing.
Yeah.
So, where do we go with that?
Totally derailed.
We completely took me off my game right now. Or did you put me on my game?
Well, I
don't
did
know.
now. That you realize that that's a possibility.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Heart's all aflutter. Ooh, I got the vapors.
Ooh,
Thinking about it.
well verklempt. So China, like I said, so they love their players.
Yes.
And they treat them like gods. And I think it affects the Korean player in a way that they're not used to. Because you go over to North America, we're in a shitty region, maybe I can carry my team to a world championship game, but we're never gonna win, no matter how good I think I am. They're realistic people. But going to China, it's like, hey, we can win. We can compete. All they need is me. And look at how good they tell me I am. But I don't think that the Chinese teams want the Korean players to carry them like American teams do. I think they want to integrate them into their system.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of the problems are of why it's not working out as it would on paper.
Yeah, there's
Is
also that whole language barrier thing.
there's a language barrier, absolutely, but I mean that's with everything. And you import players from not your region, unless your region is like England and you go to America, and you're really the impact is just pip pip cheerio and all that.
Yeah, they're just way too polite. You
Yeah,
know,
just or they just everybody's calling you fucking cunt.
depends on what region you're from, really.
Yeah,
In Britain.
I'm clearly making them Cockney.
Yeah.
Oi, you fucking cunt.
Don't say cunt.
Don't, I don't like saying that word at all, but
Yeah.
when I say it with an English accent, I can say it.
Yeah, yeah, it softens the blow a little bit.
It
Makes it a
really
little more
does.
conversational.
It makes it much. You hear it, you kind of chuckle, like,
Yeah.
it's a funny word. And then when you say it like regular, which I
Yeah.
can't say it, I
You
won't say it.
No.
I don't. It's. I'm trying to keep a modicum of respect on the show. Not a lot. It's a
Yeah.
smidge. There's a line. We have to draw it.
Yeah. So when these
But
Korean players are playing for Chinese teams, you think that the teams, the Chinese want to see the Koreans as peers, right? Like nothing's changed.
I think what they're expecting the Chinese to do, the Korean players to do, is inject life into the team and be like, look, now we're gonna win. We're not gonna follow the Koreans to victory. The Koreans are going to become part of the machine that drives us to victory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, because I think that the fundamental difference in play style and in their approach to the game is still vastly different, and it's causing problems.
Yeah, because you have the cliche Chinese hammer down whatever lane you're winning and just smash open the base, whereas the Koreans usually have a more surgical method.
They're much more
some
methodical.
type of in-game strategy that they're working towards throughout the entire game. That's not brute force their way to the Nexus.
Yeah, which listen, it can work. Brute forcing is a
No, that's a
strategy.
totally valid way to play the game.
It is. It's not an incredibly successful way to play the game, but you will win games. Brute
Depends on
forcing.
which region you are.
Yeah,
If you're Immortals, it's a totally valid way to win the game.
right. Yeah, just blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
It's just. I mean, the thing is that you see, and you're like, oh, look, all these great Korean players that left and went to China, and then they're like kind of ho hum in China, and you start to question, well, were they that great, or and then, were they that great, and they're just playing poorly, or was it the team and the system that they were in was just so perfectly calibrated to all of the individual players' strengths and weaknesses that it created a well-oiled Swiss watch,
Yeah,
so to speak.
a lot of people don't do it, but I think the coaches and managers on the Korean teams deserve just way more credit than they get. They're the ones that are putting this puzzle together
Oh
to
yeah.
create the perfect storm,
And the
whereas
thing is that
everyone else is just buying the corner pieces.
And the thing is that they're still, tinkering even when the product that you have is a successful winning product.
Mhm.
They're still like, you know what? We're gonna put this guy in and we're gonna see how we do with this, to kind of add an extra layer to the squad. Like SKT traveled with Blank instead of with Bengi.
Hmm.
I mean, Bengi, two-time world champion.
Right. And at the end of the day, even if you don't do well with that specific player, at least you have a better idea on where they fit in on the team. And if not
Yeah,
that team, you know kind of where they would want to go.
And you also learn about how your team reacts with someone who has two players who have completely different styles of play. Because
Yeah.
Blank and Bengi, after watching Blank play, do not play the similar style.
Yeah.
Unless the similar style is League of Legends.
Yeah. Or winning.
Then yeah, they're exactly the same player. But but how they approach jungling are very, very different. And Blank looked really good. If that IEM Blank plays that way the rest of the season to Worlds, he'll probably be their jungler. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a switch made.
You think
And they
maybe,
or if they pull an easy Hoon Faker situation and they really just do a full rotation like that.
maybe there's a world where game 1 they play Bengi and Faker, game 2 they play Blank and Easy Hoon.
Well,
Right.
Easy Hoon's not on them anymore.
Oh, is he not?
Easy Hoon signed with a Chinese team,
Oh, well,
he's on like VC Gaming or something like that.
disregard that then.
That's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that well, they do have a new mid laner that to back up Faker, I believe, and he has played a few games. I mean, he's not nearly as good as Easy Hoon
Yeah.
was. But yeah. Oh, Scout, that's his name.
Man, Koreans have the best names.
Although apparently he's inactive for round 2 of LCK.
I mean, you've got Wolf, Scout, Blank, Faker. I mean, all these great names. What do we get in
Tom.
North America? You know,
Don't forget
fucking
about
Kiwi
Tom.
Kid. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Bleh.
Have a little panache, you know?
Right,
A little
yeah.
class.
Rub some funk on it.
A little shoe polish.
Seriously. So, but yeah, I don't know how, but back to the topic at hand. I don't know how it's maybe it was just Korea trimming the fat, but the fat were world class level players.
That could be it. I think it's more. I think it's more that a lot of these players looked really great because of the other players around them.
Yeah, like you look at
to their
Samsung
greatness.
that won Worlds.
Yeah,
That team was amazing
right.
with Imp and Dade and Mata. And
Yeah.
listen, though, before we get flamed to fucking all hell, no, I know Mata is fucking amazing support.
Sure.
No one is saying any of these players are bad players. They're
No,
all
but when you break up the Sandlot, it's not the same anymore.
yeah.
You know, only really Benny the Jet Rodriguez makes it out. Everyone else
Yeah.
just does okay.
Yeah, and Bertram, we don't know what the hell happened to him.
Right?
He's
You
gone.
know? Poor yeah, settled down with kids.
Bertram
Still
got
big
really into
fine.
Bertram got really into the 60s.
So,
And it wasn't it was Squints.
whatever. I'm sure yeah had a lovely life.
I'm sure it was middle management.
Maybe
Coach
imagine
Sutton.
in a paper company.
Coached his son's little league.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's very, very fulfilling.
Lovely. Yeah, it's a great life. You know,
Fabulous life.
didn't play in the MLB, but still,
Didn't make it to the show, but
it's okay.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, De Nunez, he got all the way up to AAA. He made it close.
That's not bad.
Now he coaches his son's little league team, the
Yeah,
Heaters.
the Heaters. yeah, the Heaters.
Yeah, the Heaters. I mean, Timmy and Tommy Timmons. They invented Velcro or something. I don't know who else. I forget. I forget what they did. Or mini malls. Mini malls. They invented the mini mall.
Oh wow. Let's see that.
Right?
That's good. That might be better
They
than playing in
probably
the
made more
MLB.
money they probably made more money than Benny the Jet
Yeah.
Rodriguez did.
Fewer knee injuries.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're probably just like construction managers.
Yeah, or they just own a patent and they just
Yeah.
rake in royalties. Anytime somebody designs a strip mall,
Yeah, pay them. Fucking,
sign that check.
yeah,
Sign it. Sign it.
come rolling up in a couple of matching, Cadillacs, because it's like the '60s, '70s. It's not
Yeah.
like they're driving Teslas.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
They'll be old now.
Ugh,
It's crazy.
this metaphor's
So,
kind of
yeah.
falling apart.
Yeah. So, IEM World Championships, SKT. Korea's the best region. China's not the second best
Uh-huh.
region. I think Europe is leapfrogged into that second best region.
They might have.
But
Although,
here's
when
the
you say
thing,
Europe, we don't because the teams have changed so drastically.
Yeah.
We don't really have a lot of information to work with.
No, I agree. Well, that's the thing is that, North America, China, Europe, they have their strengths and their weaknesses, and it's just so. Their games just right now are so not crisp.
Mm-hmm.
When they're playing well, even those don't look pretty. They're kind of messy, kind of solo queuing at times.
Everyone's
there's-
playing a little sloppy Joe.
There's flashes of brilliance, but then there's flashes of clown fiesta.
Yeah, that's what you get when your individual play is on point, but your shot calling or your your team communication is lackluster.
I can tell you this: the single greatest announced group you could ever have for a game is Monty, Doa, DeFicio.
Oh God, that sounds just mean.
It's the
You know?
best thing ever. Every game that they did was so on point. Because Doa is a better freak.
Oh yeah,
Where
absolutely.
where his terrible jokes
Yeah.
are awful, but he just owns them.
And it's just the right amount of terrible
Yeah.
jokes.
And his timing is
Yeah.
what's on point. And even when he's wrong, he'll totally, just he owns it. Monte Cristo, great because he skates the line between being a dick and being very knowledgeable.
Right.
But it's funny, and he can be funny.
And he doesn't pull any punches.
Yeah, and DeFicio's come so far as an announcer. He's come so far, and I'm so proud of him because he is a genuine treat to listen to.
A treat. Nice little chuckle to Claire.
He is just a delight, a joy, a breath of fresh air. He's come so far, and he doesn't pull punches. He says the right things. He says what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care.
He's the lady fingers in the traditional English trifle.
Sure.
Yeah.
If that's what you want.
Or the jam. I'm not sure which is better, lady fingers or jam.
Lady fingers good, jam good, meat good. It's just he's so good, and the three of them together.
Feet.
The three of them together,
Yeah.
though, it's such a great. It's a great broadcast team.
I can't imagine Riot ever putting them together on a Riot sanctioned event, or I shouldn't say sanctioned, a Riot based event, I guess.
Worlds.
Sure. Did they cast all three of them together? Cast on Worlds?
I think they did.
I don't know. It's just
they did.
It's a lot of
great group.
It's a lot of trash talk, though. Oh boy.
But it's so on point.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's not wrong. That's the thing. It's not just like, for the sake of being a jerk. It's on point. Crepo's still working through his stuff. Quick Shot's always going to be Quick Shot.
Mm-hmm. He's got too much hair gel. That's
it was great to see D-Man back.
Yeah.
D-Man had a little attitude. It was nice. I liked it. Because D-Man's like, hey, I'm not worried. What, are they going to fire me? I say whatever I want.
Yeah. You think he's a little salty about leaving League?
No, because he left on his own volition.
Yeah. Maybe a little...
I believe he was offered to stay on.
Yeah, he chose not to.
He
didn't want to move.
Yeah. So I don't think he's salty. I think at times he misses it, but then I think there's times where he doesn't.
Yeah.
But he was great. D-Man is D-Man. His reactions are
can't believe it.
Just fantastic. Oh my God! With a 4-man knock-up!
Sounds kind of like a young Gandalf.
He is like a young Gandalf.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that was IEM in a nutshell. That's what we've learned, I think, from IEM.
It sounds like we didn't learn that much.
Sounds like we learned a lot we already knew.
It sounds like it's almost an international tournament that doesn't really mean anything.
Right? Hey.
Yeah.
We definitely didn't learn that.
Yeah. No way.
Next up is MSI.
Does that one mean anything? I think that one might mean a little bit more than IEM, just slightly more than nothing.
What's slightly more than nothing? Still pretty much nothing.
Like half of one. Quarter of one? I don't know. Not a lot. It's bragging rights. That's all it is.
Yeah, again,
it's straight up bragging rights.
It's just a pissing contest. And I think if they treat it as such, instead of trying to pomp and circumstance it up to being like a real thing, then it would be approached and appreciated much more.
Treat it more like the American Gladiators and less like the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, right. Less like the Summer Olympics.
I think that's the key.
Or like less like American Gladiators and more like Nickelodeon's Guts.
So they just double dare.
Yeah, so it's it's a real competition, but I mean, is it really that much of a competition?
Is it that hard to climb the aggro crag? I don't think so.
Well, it is when you pick the 3 most unathletic children in America.
And you cover their faces in glitter. I mean, who can climb a mountain when they're covered in glitter? That's not even fair.
Greg, the Egg Smith. That's the best nickname you could come up with for this poor kid?
Steven, even, Clemstein. Like,
And
really?
Sarah
He's an asthmatic Jew. He's not climbing anything.
and Sarah, the only girl, Erickson. What?
There had to be a girl.
Yeah, the one kid has the worst vision known to man. His glasses are this thick. The other
the
kid
90s.
the other kid has spina bifida. And then the girl's got a fucking prosthetic leg. These are the crack athletes that you picked. And Sarah plays T-ball.
It's like,
Eric.
spill
Eric
your guts.
Eric likes to watch basketball. Wait, but he doesn't play basketball. No.
I think we need to have League of Legends, but also with physical challenges. You know,
Like halfway through the game, they have to run and throw their hands up the nose.
yeah, like if the other team gets bear and everyone has to search for the orange flag.
They pause the game. Do you guys want to answer a question or take the physical challenge?
They all confer.
Yeah, physical challenge.
Physical challenge, please.
All right, you guys have okay here. And the game we're gonna play is the nose. It's always that game. Just the big nose with the boogers in it. You have to find the flag in it.
Or it's like one kid's got a big bucket on his head, and the other kid has to throw something in the big bucket.
Ends up hitting him in the dick.
God damn it, double it in the bucket.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Just pause the game. Physical challenge. I would be all about that's MSI.
That's it.
That's what MSI needs to be.
Definitely.
More physical challenges. You know, it's like truth or dare. You don't want to ever hear truth. You just want to make them dare.
You just want the dares. No one gives a shit what you did, with Gregory in the closet during 7 Minutes in Heaven.
Yeah. True. Probably nothing for 6.5 minutes.
Everyone wants to see you rub your butt on something. Yeah. That's the fun of the game.
Yeah, truth or dare. Dare. Or a teabag Kevin. Wait, but I don't want to.
I mean, truth. Okay, I truth you to teabag Kevin. Is that how this game works?
Yeah, right. Truth. Fine. Did you ever have sexual dreams about your mother? Oh, dare.
Dare, please.
Yes, I've changed my mind.
Yeah.
Please, Kevin.
No. No take backsies.
No takesies, backsies. Ugh. Yeah. You learn some weird stuff in those games, man.
Yeah.
I wish more people would have taken the dare.
Speaking of truth or dare, let's talk about this dragon thing that's coming up.
Listen, Riot Games can't make a dragon champion properly.
Yeah. Unless we dare them to.
They truth. Yeah, exactly. We truth or dared Riot apparently, and they were like, their truth was nothing and their dare was nothing. It was bad.
Yeah.
Real truth or dare, if you said truth or dare, and they were like, truth, okay, Aurellion Sol, why aren't you creating him? Because it's a bad concept.
Yeah, that's it. That's the truth we want to hear. We don't like water dragons.
Yeah, we don't like water dragons.
Yeah. Okay, dare. Okay, make Aurellion, or make Ao Shin.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Actually, if you look at the two side by side, the leak screen.
We did some fucking Mythbusters science shit.
On your side investigative research.
Yeah.
Tower dive, bringing it to the people.
This is what we do.
If you look at the two side by side, Aurellion Sol and Ao Shin, it's literally the same thing.
It's really close.
It's the same type of serpentine dragon with some type of ornate
bigger
horns,
arms, smaller legs, a tail.
And I think the most frustrating part is that you can take all of Aurellion Sol's kit and change the star bullshit to water bullshit or wind bullshit, whatever, and it's the same thing.
Here's the thing: since the release of this character's, his kit and everything, it's like, okay, so the hype monster that was created when Riot fucked up and released that one fucking image of Ao Shin.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, a collective fucking load blowing happened on Reddit. And then, it was 2 years later and Riot's like, oh, BT dubs, we canceled Ao Shin because of lore.
Not canceled, iceboxed them.
No, iceboxing is what they do. with champions when they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They put them in the ice box and they take them out of the ice box
Uh-huh.
to see what it's like. They
And
they fucking
then they go,
straight up
still
canceled
bad. Put it
him.
back in the ice
Still-
box.
Still shit. No, they just straight up canceled him.
Yeah.
They said, but we got an awesome new champion concept. It's the same fucking thing with a space theme.
Yeah, so the weird thing is when they said they were canceling Aurellion Sol, they said they couldn't
Ao Shin.
figure out Ao Shin, excuse me.
See?
They said they couldn't figure out how to do a big serpentine motion in a game when turning quickly is very important. They said they didn't want to do Ao Shin because they didn't know where he fit into in Runeterra.
Yeah, like where does he fit in Rune? Why is he in Runeterra?
Yeah, like why is
What is
Bard
he doing
in
here? What is
Runeterra?
his-
He
yeah, what's his
fucking collects
purpose?
chimes and toots his horn. Like who
Here's
gives
the
a
thing.
shit?
Here's the thing. I didn't even know we were in Runeterra.
We're in Runeterra right now. You guys didn't
Right.
know.
It's and they were like, oh, we didn't like his kit.
Then that was the end of that sentence. That was just we didn't like his kid. There was
We
no
didn't like his kid.
details.
Yeah,
We didn't like how it was fucking
It's
flowing
how
together.
it's evolving, I think is what they said.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. How a kid evolves, that's entirely your fault as designers.
Yes.
It's not like it's not like he's doing his own thing, and you have like a pet dog, and he keeps pissing on the ground, and you're just not liking how his training's going because he's just not listening to you. No, every problem that you've approached with Ao Shin in his development was entirely your fault.
Yeah. Which I think they know that, right?
I'm sure they know that.
Yeah.
I'm hope as a designer, when you fucking make something and it's not very good, you know it.
Yeah.
Especially if you icebox
You
it
don't
for
you
2
you don't
years.
blame Jeffrey in accounting for fucking up your champion design.
Yeah. Fucking Jeffrey, you
Jesus.
jackass.
Fuck. Stop emailing me. I'm busy.
Shut the fuck up, Mike!
I'm busy on the forums writing excuses to people that think they care about this game.
Yeah, god damn it. And then furthermore, to use lore as one of your reasons why you can't release a champion.
That's the worst, man. That is the worst.
If that's
You
your yeah.
create the champion and then you just write the lore about the champion.
Doesn't
Right.
matter. You've changed lore for champions that have existed for years
Yeah.
already.
Doesn't matter.
What the fuck does it matter?
Everyone fits into Runeterra somewhere.
Yeah,
There's not
you know-
enough established lore to not fit anybody in.
You know whose lore doesn't work right now and doesn't seem to have a problem? Jax.
Almost everybody.
Well, Jax. We're
Yeah.
just going to specifically key on Jax.
Hmm.
His entire lore is based around the League of Legends.
Yeah, that doesn't
Which
exist
this game
anymore.
is no longer about, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
Which the name of the game no longer has any bearing. If you want to fix the lore, you have to change the name of the game. Because League of Legends makes no sense anymore.
Because they're not
It's
fighting
not
in
a
a league. Yeah.
You're no longer fighting in a league.
You think they're
So
gonna
doesn't-
call League of Legends 2 just
Definitely
Runeterra?
not.
Runeterra
Definitely.
Warriors.
Definitely not League of Legends.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
So that's stupid that they would icebox a champion because they couldn't get his lore to fit.
Really, they iceboxed the champion to make new textures for him, it seems like.
Yeah. Look at here. The models are very similar.
Model seems really similar. I mean, a couple of translations, a little scaling, a little this, a little
Yeah.
that,
If I had to bet, if I were a betting man, I would say they developed this champion. They were like, you know what? Maybe Water Dragon's been done too many times. That's kind of a cliche archetype. There's nothing interesting there. And then probably they were, flipping through their sketchbook looking for something for Q1 2016, and they were like, Space Dragon. Like Galactic Cassidon
No, fucking
concept
no,
art got stuck next to a dragon, and the pages were stuck together, and then they ripped a little bit, and they were like, Space Dragon, and then everyone slapped their forehead.
Sebastian the intern.
Yeah.
They were doing their thing, and they were in a meeting, and he came in to give one of the devs his coffee, and they were like, we need a new champion, and they were like, hey, what about Ao Shin? And they were like, Sebastian, shut up.
And then he was like, no, wait. What if he was from space? You're promoted.
Bringing you back for the summer semester as an intern still, though.
Yeah, because you make shitty coffee.
And his coffee's awful.
Threw it at his face.
Yeah. Poor Sebastian with those burns now.
He's got a rough life ahead of him.
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
he's got to present those ideas with more confidence.
I agree.
People take him seriously.
because no one's gonna take him seriously
Not
unless
with second-degree burn scars all over his face.
with coffee burns on his face. Definitely not.
Damn, that's harsh.
It's so and the more I look at pictures of Aurellion Sol, the more I question their reasons for canceling Ao Shin. Could it have been that I don't know, Smite has a water themed dragon champion, Ao Kwang?
Maybe that could have had something to do with it. Well, what we do know is that it had nothing to do with his kit. It had nothing to do with his lore, and it probably didn't have anything to do with them not being able to figure out how to make serpentine motions.
Yeah, since his kit or listen, if it had to do with they didn't like his kit, well, what they've come up with is not any more intriguing, exciting, or interesting.
You
Pretty
replace everything with water, and it's Ao Shin.
But I'm saying his kit, as it is, as conceived right now, is pretty, ho hum.
Yeah,
I guess
I mean, at least it's got some different stuff going on.
a little bit, but
You know?
it's really. I mean, but his ult is so lackluster.
Yeah,
Steve.
I don't know how I feel about that. It doesn't seem very good.
or ultimate at all.
Yeah, it's like one little.
Bleh.
I mean,
Yeah.
Vel'Koz does that on a like a W.
Yeah, I was saying it feels more like an R or an E or a Q or something. It doesn't feel like an ult. Nothing about it feels ultimate. It doesn't last very long, and it's like, bah!
Yeah, I don't know. It seems strange.
It just and again, when you like if you just take it at face value, you're just like, oh, whatever, it's not that great. But when you have to think about the fact that they said that they canceled Ao Shin and Aurellion Sol became he
became
was the
Ao Shin,
evolution,
I
he was
guess.
the evolution of what started as Ao Shin, and they didn't like Ao Shin's kit, and this is what they came up with that they thought was better or more thematically sensible,
How bad was Ao Shin?
right? What was he doing?
Maybe.
Like, just did they have an ability where he just poops?
But it's like fish poop, so it kind of floats away.
Yeah, like so I can't imagine how much worse that kit was, because it really makes you stop and say, "Wow, they have somebody kid design their kit."
I don't know. I think what bothers me the most about it is that it's just dishonesty, right?
It's not even, I don't want to say it's dishonesty. It's just if you're not going to give good reasons, then just don't give any. Just don't talk about it.
Or just say you didn't like it. You
Yeah.
know, we didn't like the idea of a water dragon.
Yeah,
Like, that's
After
it.
Further tests on him as we were creating him, and we just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Didn't like what was coming out. Didn't look good. Didn't feel good.
Not
There.
not an interesting dragon concept. Maybe
it has
dragons
nothing-
later.
It has nothing to do with the lore.
Yeah.
The lore could have been awesome.
Or
It
even
still would
really
have
his kit. We just don't like
could
the
have been a
water.
terrible champion.
I don't know. It's frustrating to see, it's like they're just walking on eggshells around
Here's
this
the-
community, right? They have to have a good reason, but none of these reasons are good or even real.
Here's the thing: you could fucking take Aurellion Sol and make an Ao Shin skin for him.
Oh yeah, you could do water Aurellion Sol.
Is it really that difficult? Or you can say, you know what? We can bring back Ao Shin just like this as a skin.
Yeah.
You're welcome, community. First of all, the Reddit community and the League of Legends community at large would have the biggest universal boner
Oh yeah,
that it would be seen from space.
it's a boner so big you could take it up to the space station and they'd be
Seriously.
like, damn.
It would be like all of a sudden you'd see the Russians that are in the ISS be like, whoa, what was that?
It kind of like
We'd shoot up past the window.
it kind of taps the moon, fucks up the orbit, spins it off. Then Diana can't do anything, and because the sun requires the moon, then Leona can't do anything.
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
Which the whole point of that is that this Mount Targon thing that they have happening, Pantheon's a part of it, and apparently the rumor is that Tarek, his rework might be a part of it. Although it's feeling less and less like that's the case. But when they show these lore, their fucking lore event pages, I guess we'll call them, like the story, the backstory crap, it has like two pictures that aren't, they haven't been revealed yet.
Yeah. I don't
One of
know.
them I have to imagine is Ao Shin. Oh, I'm sorry, is Aurellion Sol.
Oopsies.
Whoops, Freudian slip. The other one is who is it?
Do you think? I mean, it just doesn't. Having the celestial being seems to have nothing to do with kind of fairly standard Greek god mythology.
I don't know why Pantheon's part of this at all.
He's the god of war,
He's a Spartan.
I guess. I don't
He's a
know.
Spartan warrior.
I don't know.
He has a spear. He wears thong sandals. He's got a helmet on with the fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking Spartan.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no denying that.
No, I know. I don't. I
So
don't.
how the fuck does he fit in with the Diana being a moon goddess and Leona being a Nazi,
Semi-Nazi, neo-Nazi.
but being a sun goddess?
Yeah, sun Nazi.
Yeah, how does Pantheon? It's like, is it?
Because he was number one.
Yeah.
That's like the only explanation that I have. I don't know. They're trying very hard to make their lore include everybody.
And that's the thing is, I sometimes feel like that they shove it down your throat type.
They're trying to.
Like they just fucking open wide, bitch.
I just don't know why they involved Pantheon at all.
Right?
Right? Was it not just fine with Diana and Leona?
And listen, if you can find a way to make Tarek make sense of this,
Or, don't.
or like Sky said,
Make
Just
Tarek
don't.
his own thing. Not everybody has to be cousins in Runeterra,
Yeah.
Not everybody has to be god of something. Just because
could've
there
just
is a
been
god of the
traveling-
sun doesn't mean you need a god of the earth.
he could have been a traveling merchant that had a lot of gems.
Maybe he
And
just fucking likes rocks. Like, who gives a shit?
Maybe he's a fucking guy super into rocks.
Maybe his parents were killed by quartz, and he's
In a landslide.
in a landslide, and then he's getting his revenge on all the sparkly gems by turning them into boots.
Opals for harmony.
Ho ho for harmony.
It's not ho-hos, although ho-hos are delicious.
Yeah, and they're harmonious.
And they're very harmonious.
They really bring
It's-
everything together.
Yeah, I don't know. The lore conversation I can have every single week.
Every episode.
And I can see something new every single time.
Yeah.
Because you can just sit there and go through it. Like I said, I already pointed out how Jax's lore is complete and utter garbage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now.
He's
Because of the changed direction of the game itself. His lore, he's a character with no backstory now.
Yeah, well, he's what's the conspiracy theory? He's a Darken, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think because he's only got the 3 fingers and the multiple eyes. Darken, obviously.
Yes, obviously.
Because his
Sure.
original lore was that he was such a strong fighter, he wasn't allowed to use any weapons, and that's why he
Yes.
uses the lamppost.
Right.
So
In the League of Legends.
In the League of Legends.
Which no longer exists.
That's not a thing anymore. So now,
Exactly. So he's
he's
just a
just
clowny looking guy with a fucking
clown
lamppost
with a lamppost.
and a rapey voice.
Yeah.
Surprise! I'm back. His whole entire everything about his character has to be redone.
Yeah.
All of his quotes, everything. Jax needs a redo. Congratulations, Riot. You've given yourself more work.
Nice
You had a
job.
perfectly good champion. Now it's when you're like, what's Jax's history? Jax.
Lamppost. He's a lamppost. That's his
He's
lore.
he's an electrician, and he fixes lampposts in Runeterra.
No,
And-
he's an angry black guy with metal arms, and he punches things and causes
That's-
seismic
this is-
booms.
So he's
He's Jax.
I was saying, so he's Jax?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Oh, and speaking of which, Riot bought some company that's making a fucking was making a fighting game.
Oh man, then they can have Jax versus Jax.
Oh, finally, mirror match.
Yes. The mirror match we always really wanted.
Really, I want to see, because now if they're going to make a fighting game, which now it's complete speculation, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Although you have to assume you buy a company, Riot Games, who makes only one game,
Yeah.
buys a company making a game that is not like League of Legends, you have to imagine they're going to do something with it.
You
It
would
wasn't
think
just
so.
S's and G's. We wanted to buy a company.
I mean, unless they just want to start developing games that aren't League of Legends.
Which they've spoken about.
You know?
They were talking to who is it, Morello, or Morello had come on the forums and he was saying how he's working on stuff that's not.
Yeah, it could
League of
just be
Legends.
something that's run by Riot that's not League of Legends.
You get right out of town, they're gonna make another game.
You know?
Game companies that make more than one game.
That's what people
Shut
said
up.
about Blizzard. You know, they made Warcraft 1 and then they made StarCraft and they were like, where's
Blizzard-
Warcraft 2?
Blizzard made the Lost Vikings before they made StarCraft.
Whatever, they made a second game. Who cares?
They made like 5 games.
Who cares? People
I
are
care.
like, where's Warcraft 2?
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Where is it? It's right next to the
He-
Lost Vikings.
Exactly, he's right next to the
Yeah.
Lost Vikings.
He's behind
Love Lost
he's behind the shield one.
Nope, he's next to the one with the green on.
And the one that's the shield one, isn't it? No, shield one's
Is it?
blue.
I
don't
don't
remember.
know.
I never.
They lost.
They were lost. Who knows?
They were lost. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think
that wraps it up.
I think
for
that
the
brings
day.
us right about to the end.
I think we started pretty calm and really ranted up there at the
We
end.
definitely we kicked it up a notch there.
Yeah.
Well, because again, anything dealing with lore and champions really sets us
It
off.
makes us so angry.
It really does, and it's not because we don't appreciate a good yarn spinning.
Yeah. We just want better yarn spinning.
I would just prefer less spinning of the yarn,
A little
and
less
more
spinning.
fixing of things that are broken.
Maybe. That's a good idea too.
Making things less shitty and not starting with that being lore.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a crap what the words on a page that I don't read in the fucking client say.
I think
Although they are working on a new client, which is exciting.
that is exciting. I think it's interesting that the longer we do this podcast, the less we talk about competitive esports and the more we talk about just silly nonsense about this whole community.
Right? Well, unfortunately, it's the big part of the game is
Yeah.
this community.
It's this silly ass community.
Is this silly ass community that we're a part of.
But we
Damn
love
it,
you. We love you guys. I
We
wish
love
I
you.
could quit you.
Yeah, seriously. You just broke back mountain me.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks for listening. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to hit that like button, that'd
do so.
be great. Maybe even a subscribe Rooney
Yeah.
if you're feeling so inclined.
And if you're listening to this and you saw this post on Reddit and you hate us, just tell us why.
and also give us an upvote too.
If you want to
Yeah.
give us an upvote, that'd be
We
appreciated.
need those.
But if you dislike us, and the reason isn't because you suck, because that's not a reason.
Yeah, I get enough of that from my wife.
Yeah, right? Seriously. I get that enough at home. Tell me why I suck. Tell me why Pan sucks.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll
Why
tell
does
you
Pan
what-
suck?
I'll tell you why Pan sucks.
Why?
Because he doesn't cast in pants.
I got pants on.
No, let's see.
I got pants on. Well, they're shorts.
I don't believe you.
This is
Short
I newscaster it. I'm only I'm only presentable from the top from the waist up,
Love it.
Yeah.
So just like in life.
just like in real life.
Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, being a part of it. And we will. Ooh, wait. I, of course, am Captain
There you
Hooks.
go. Almost left it out.
Almost right. Who are we?
And I'm Pan the Man.
And we will see you on the Rift.
Bye bye.